Hello, Sagittarius. Thanks for joining me in this moment in space and time. We are reading tarot for Sagittarius for mid-May to find any hidden messages, any stuck energies, and any healing energies that can come about from the art of tarot for Sagittarius in mid-May. Hey, Sagittarius, thank you guys for all your comments. You guys have really ramped up your game on this channel. I'm not sure what it was about the last couple readings, but generated such a huge response in comments and views and likes. And I want to thank you guys for commenting. Whenever you feel the need to comment, good, bad, thumbs up, thumbs down, just go for it. Just feel free to do it. I really enjoyed hearing from you, Sagittarians, these last couple readings, because up till that point, when the channel was just small and growing, we really hadn't heard too much from you guys. And excuse me, now I'm really sensing that you guys are really like turning it up full throttle, full notch. So that's really good. Yeah, if there's anything that you'd like to see, just leave it in the comments section. I always love to hear from you guys. I can't respond to every single comment. It's kind of getting to that point where this little channel has grown so much, but I will definitely go. I read them all, and I'll give them all a little thumbs up or a little love heart thing, just to let you know that I do read them all. And I really want to thank you guys for sharing. All right, so Sagittarius, I wish you all the best in comfort, abundance, bliss. Where is it? It's here. Bliss, joy, all of those good things. That's my intention for this reading. And I want you to set your intention for this reading. And as always, we'll go through these 7 areas to see what's going on, what we can help out with. Sagittarius, overall energy at the bottom of the deck, victory. We have got the 6 of Wands. We have got the card of coming home, of returning to a place of familiarity with newfound knowledge, new understanding, with new possessions, with everything new. This is a card to me of renewal. This victory is one of understanding as well, personal understanding, because it's wands, right? This is our spirit. These are our passions. These are the things that we do that mean something to us. They're meaningful in our life. So 6 of Wands should never be underestimated. As well, sometimes the warning in this card should not be underestimated as well. And it usually comes with the reversal, but this is one of those subtle cards where I like to mention it when it's in the upright as well, because this can really be dependent on whether or how egoic of a person we are. If you are a person that you feel is very, I'm not accusing you, I'm just going to give you both sides of the coin here. If you are a person that is quite egoic, you have to be mindful or aware of hollow victory. You may attain what you wanted to get, but you may lose something in the process of doing that, okay? If you're not an egoic person, you may find that your victory was not as great as it could have been because you were almost a little bit too humble, a little bit too like, you know what, don't give me credit for that. That was Spirit, or that was mostly Jimmy in accounting. That wasn't me, when actually it was you, all right? So two sides of the coin, right, with this 6 of Wands. But to see it up in your overall energy is blessed good news, Sagittarius. BGN, blessed good news. 6 of Wands. So we're going to leave that off to the side and relate back to it. I got to say, my readings got really long this time. We're looking at 30, 40-minute readings. I'm going to try and shave it down. I got to get creative and try and shave it down a little bit. But I do enjoy doing these readings for you guys. Wow. So, root chakra, grounding energy, Ace of Wands. What amazing energy to have in your grounding energy. But the reminder here is that you can't get too excited right now. Whatever it is that's got you feeling happy and victorious has got you really excited to the point where it's going to kind of like, you'll have to mind your steps. You'll have to mind that you don't, like, this is somebody who maybe wins a lot of money, but then goes out and shares it with all their friends, and like 2 months later they wake up and they don't have any money anymore, right? So just be very careful at this time that we're not like kind of like flying off the handle in a good way, that we're not really just like running too far ahead with maybe shirking our responsibilities and that sort of thing. I always give some cautions because we did come here to ask for like healing energies and for stuck energies. But when I get good cards, I love to see good cards. So Ace of Wands is the beginning, like on the straight up mundane level. This next 2 weeks, you could find yourself starting new creative projects. You could be like making love to a new partner. You could be engaging in something for the very first time. And this could be any sort of activity. These could be like a new group of friends inviting you out to like go-kart racing, high-end go-kart racing for the very first time. Or you could be attending your first Major League Baseball game for the first time, having that whole experience, or whatever it might be. This is like something brand new to elevate the frequency, the vibrational energy around you. So apply it to your situation for sure, Ace of Wands, and know that like for some of you, this is going to just be an awesome couple of weeks on the Monday on the day-to-day level. Sun's out, guns out, right? Like it's time, when it's time to shine, let's be a nice reflection of the sunshine and just kind of hold our heads up high. And doesn't mean we're cocky, arrogant, or egoic about it, but we are beautiful creations of the universe, and don't be made to feel ashamed for anything that the way you look, the way you are, the way you act, anything like this at present time. Just don't let it bring you down. Okay, Ace of Wands. What excellent energy to have there. Just stay grounded, okay, you guys? Play it, have fun, but play safe, you know? Sound like a public service announcement, you know? Jimmy lost his arm in a lawn tractor accident, and like, play safe, okay? For some of you, that might mean to make sure you got your Jimmy hats and your domes on, all right? Okay, because I want to say thanks to all the guys that have been watching, too. A lot of the readings, they're so geared toward the ladies, and I feel like guys, sometimes you get into a really good reader, and then like all the relationship stuff and all the other things, it's like, well, when is he coming back? And you're like, well, I don't swing that direction, but you know, thanks for the reading anyways. But I want to thank the guys for their continued support in all of this as well. You know, just because we're dudes doesn't mean we're not intuitive, right? Plenty of good single intuitive guys out there. All right, Seven of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm off on these tangents. I apologize. Back to you, Sagittarius. Seven of Pentacles reversed. So again, this might be somebody that is doing a bit of overspending. They may have come into a bit of a windfall, and they may be a little bit too excited with what they have, the resources that they have, and they could be depleted a lot sooner than you expect, okay? And so for those of you that are maybe in new relationships and you're like treating your new lover to like maybe fancy dinners, or like you taking them to Belize or Mexico and that kind of thing, just be very mindful that you're not going too deep into the rainy day fund, so to speak, or into like the long-term savings to try and impress somebody at this time. That's very important as well. Make sure if you're opening up the checkbook to buy yourself supplies for whatever creative project it is. Maybe it's like a little studio for yourself to record music or to shoot videos. Just make sure that, you know, if you're going to go out and get it all at once, like make sure you're actually checking your purchases. Do I need this? Will this be beneficial to me? Rather than just cluttering it up with a whole bunch of useless stuff, right? Sagittarius, I know you guys probably they don't like that energy too much. Everything's kind of clean and tidy, and once we get too much stuff, we're feeling bogged down. But when we're out doing the shopping, when we got a new idea, when we're inspired, we'll go out and we'll buy all this stuff. But let's just do it a little bit at a time is kind of what I'm seeing with Seven of Pentacles. Let's make sure that we actually need it, that it's actually going to fit in with everything else that we're doing, whatever the project is, you know, that sort of thing. And it's kind of more fun that way too. Like you go on a Saturday, you blow, you know, $2,000 on supplies for a project, then you only get that experience once. If you go out and you spend $200 10 times, then you've extended that process and you've brought more joy by like really that excitement when it comes from like purchasing a new edition or a new acquisition, something like to that effect, okay? And as well, for some of you, if you're in a relationship and you guys are going out and stuff like that, you know, there's no harm in doing Dutch, right? Or to discuss the economical situations of dating or whatever it is you're doing within the group, stuff like that, okay? I don't know, that was just a message, I think, maybe for a select few. No harm in that. Okay, Three of Pentacles reversed up in solar plexus. Okay, so some of you may be feeling like plans have fallen through, like certain teams are dissolving and new ones are beginning. This could be in the workplace. You may have found a shift in sort of task-based things in the workplace. You know, it's like you may find that certain projects have come to completion and a new one is beginning, but it involves a new team of people. It's almost like when, you know, you're in school and everyone's in seating assignments and you come in that one morning and then there's new names on the desk and everybody has to like shift over a row or shift back a row, and then they get used to the new surroundings of the new people, the new ideas and the new faces. Some of you for the end of May, Sagittarius, may be feeling the effects of that in new teams and in new projects and in new tasks. The Three of Pentacles, when it's flipped, it almost feels like we're done something and now we're on to something new, okay? And as well, it's still very good energy. It is still very good energy. And you may find that you may be asked to be in a team leadership role, or the vice versa. You may be used to being in a team leadership role and you may be being asked now to allow somebody else to take charge of that because they are being evaluated, and you're just kind of going to have to be an observer for a little bit, which is okay because you can focus on your extracurricular stuff. Maybe we're seeing a lessening of workplace stresses and anxieties coming up for you, Sagittarius, which is always awesome, always bomber good energies, okay? I'm just going to ask for a mundane clarifier in this solar plexus chakra. Why is Three of Pentacles reversed here for Sagittarius? Why is Three of Pentacles reversed? Something flipped, I swear. Did you guys see it? I see it. Okay. Lovers and the Tower. Interesting. Major, I'm like looking for mundane clarifiers and it gives me these huge cards from the major arcana. So let's look into it and see. For some Sagittarius, there may have been a workplace romance that has caused human resources department or direct supervisors to reevaluate maybe the positioning of these teams, right? That could be definitely a situation where they're like, you guys aren't supposed to be like dating right now, so maybe, you know, if you could go over there and work with him or work with her for a little bit, that would be better for everybody, okay? So that kind of situation, so just be careful, like to keep business and pleasure completely separated. And as well, if somebody is here like kind of in more of a supervisory role, you may want to like discuss, you know, what can be done if the relationship is more important than the team goals. Somebody might be exiting the workplace because it's like Three of Pentacles minor, reverse, two lovers, and Tower major. Somebody, if HR says like your office romance is unacceptable, you can't do it, you can't have it, somebody might actually be like, piss on it, take this job and shove it, I'm in love. Like that kind of energy, okay? Interesting to see that energy there. Three of Pentacles. It's kind of like, I feel like a soap opera, right? Okay. Now, in the heart, we have Justice reversed. And that's okay. Justice reversed or justice straight up is still justice. Justice, there may be delays, though. The subtle change in the reversal of this card to me is certain delays in dharmic or karmic or even mundane court proceedings taking place. So the old adage, what comes around goes around. So right now maybe the wheel is just a little bit expanded and you might be feeling like it may be taking a while for whatever went around to come around, sort of thing, right? So maybe you have done a good job. Maybe you are expecting this victory. Maybe you have completed something, but you haven't received the credit as of yet, okay? That's what this Three of Pentacles reverse could be speaking to as well. There could be like credit that is coming, that is overdue for you, or a payout for a project. You might have completed something, a long task, a long, arduous endeavor. The completed results are in, but the payout has not come yet, right? And hopefully you don't have to go to too much of an extent to extract these well-deserved earnings from somebody or something like that is the feeling I get. But the heart is saying that there needs to be compensation for effort that was put forward into something. When we see justice and justice reversed up in the heart of hearts, it's like somebody feels like they may have been dealt with unfairly, or that they have, and for some of you, the reverse applies. Some of you may be feeling like, finally, my ship is arriving. I've paid my just dues. Because I remember Sagittarius, like, reading for you guys, like, in February and early March. Like, you guys had a tough go for a lot of it, right? And you guys were still putting your best foot forward. You guys were still doing what it took to sort of make it through. And some of you were really in kind of like year one, to a degree. Some of the signs were going through major metamorphical changes, major like caterpillar to butterfly type things, where you're like, you quit drinking, you quit smoking, you went to the gym, you started getting into a point of eating better and good health, and that kind of thing, where the benefits are starting to pay off for you, and you're starting to treat yourself in your body fairly and justly. It's very similar to like Cancer, I feel, and to a degree Scorpio, where it's like some Sagittariuses are like on a path where like these things are taking longer, and some Sagittarius have actually made that like chop decision to like, this is it, this is my time, this is where I'm going to feel good for I'm going to get it done for me, I'm going to be the one that is like, I'm putting myself first sort of thing. And when justice reverse here is, and it kind of comes back to this, right? How have we been? You know, when we are victorious, when we are coming out on top of situations, do we have that right level of humility so that other people, you know, we're not being distasteful, but at the same time, are we not being too humble so that we are taking the credit when the credit is due? Like when it comes around, don't shirk it, don't say it was somebody else, right? That kind of thing. And it's not responsibility, it's more so credit. These are good things, Sagittarius. So you guys might just be evaluating that more so in your heart. I'm going to look for kind of more esoteric clarifier on why justice reverse is up for Sagittarius in the heart chakra. Heart chakra is a pretty important one. For me, it's kind of like, I treat it as like my talisman, like a guiding light. Like when I need to go forward, I don't want that many cards. When I treat it like a guiding light, just kind of on the next step level of where to be and where I'm going and that sort of thing, right? That's why that chakra is so important, especially to me. But everyone's an individual. Some people place more emphasis on the crown chakra. Some people need to place more emphasis on their root chakra. And some people really use that solar plexus to like get their heels dug in and get their power moving through the world. Okay, so here we go. The storm is ending. The sun is coming out, right? Some of you may just be feeling like you need to treat yourself better. You need to do these things for yourself and even to yourself, and whatever that might be. This might be like unneeded money's going out. Some of you may be still at the tail end of dealing with some addictive things that are going on, whether it's gambling, smoking, drinking. I don't know what it is. We don't have the 15 up, so that's good. So it's almost like you're in recognition that you've got these things or needing these things out of control. The new beginning is like steps away, right? And you're making your way through and doing that and opening up new doors for yourself. And justice is probably just here to say, like, it's going to take some sort of trigger. You're going to have to say enough is enough with maybe spending Fridays at the casino, or enough is enough spending, $200 at the bar on Saturday night and feeling like a dog's breakfast on Sunday morning. And as soon as that cycle of activity ends, then justice can come up and be like, boom, now we've got more money to spend, we've got more money to invest, we can get this project up, and we can feel victorious now, right? That we've put these things to bed. You're so close. Some Sagittariuses, I feel you're so close just to ending that sort of stuff. It's really good, really good. So be disciplined, okay? I guess, yeah. I could have just flipped this cord over and say, okay, Sagittarius, be disciplined, right? But instead I had to go into that big thing, sorry. Okay, now we got Strength card reversed up in our communication sections, all right? Are you guys really communicating effectively right now? Are you feeling, again, a little bit too humble to kind of speak your mind, to speak your piece? Are there conversations going on around you where you are only listening, where you are only observing, where you are like not even really like engaging to a level that everybody else is? And maybe you feel like certain conversations and things going on around you are draining your strength. It could be something where it's like you're not even doing anything, but like some of the people around you might be just like kind of not even making you want to be there or want to be involved in conversation with them. So this is throat chakra. Somebody as well is not, I don't feel, expressing how they truly feel in a situation. They're being a little too reserved. They're holding, Sagittarius is holding back. So for some of you, this could be a relationship type situation where it's like you want to express more, but you're getting a vibe from your partner that, oh, maybe it's not the right time, or maybe something bad could come of it, right? So the sense is that you guys are being like a little bit held back, a little bit reserved in what you're wanting to communicate, what you're actually wanting to get off your chest, all right? So if there's anything that's been dogging you about fear of news getting out or fear of news coming in, let's try and get that dealt with, okay? Strength card reversed is kind of like as well. This could be somebody with a lack of self-control as well. The reverse side of the coin could be up here as well. This could be somebody that is like, what do they call that, no filter, where they walk into a room and they're like, good morning, bitches, or good morning, you freaks, right? And then, they're just doing it out of jokes, right? But at the same time, it's like, where's your filter, guy? When you come inside, are you still using your outside voice, right? That kind of thing. Maybe they're just cursing like a pirate, like a sailor, and everybody around is just like, oh my God, this is too much right now. We haven't even had our coffee yet, John. Just shut the hell up, right? That kind of thing. So just be mindful of that, because that could be something that goes along with that egoic and that humility kind of theme that we have going on with these cards. And I'm not sure where it's coming from, just like left field. Let's look for mundane clarifiers. I'm all about the clarifiers for mid-May. I don't know what it is. Mercury retrograde is over. Maybe I'm just feeling like we can really nail some certain things down right now, and then I just like want to talk and talk forever. So, all right, we got our flipper. Ace of Cups. New love, new love, new love. Okay, Ace of Cups straight up. This could be somebody not really wanting to drop the proverbial L-bomb. And L-bomb means I love you, right? From the bottom of your heart. That's what it means. Because those words can really shake things up. If you're sort of unclear or uncertain of like, are we mutually exclusive? Maybe we are mutually exclusive, but maybe nobody's said anything to each other for a long time. We're having a lot of good, amazing sex, right? We got Ace of Wands, which is usually like, this is new, good sex going on. But somebody's maybe could be like falling in love, and they're not like ready to drop the L-bomb because there could be a little bit of fear of what the other partner was going to do. It's like when you go from friendship to like dating, it's like there's always that risk of like, oh man, there's the risk of losing our friendship if we start having sex, right? And then you kind of get over that fear. Then you start having sex, and then you're like, oh, I really am in love with this person, but I don't want to tell them because that could ruin, the good romantic sexual relationship that we have of lovers, right? Because people associate someone saying I love you with a larger commitment being a big sort of milestone in the relationship, right? Where it's like we need to find a way to express our love. And everybody does it, not everybody, but there are certain ways that people do it, and it is kind of like identified with the zodiac. And I'm not quite sure for Sagittarius how it is. I'm not a real astrologer, I'm not even really into astrology. But like some people, it's like the giving of gifts, right? That is like how they show their love. Other people express their love through like actions, like holding the car door open, or putting their coat down in the mud puddles so she doesn't have to get her stiletto wet, right? Or and then some people, it's actually through the spoken word, and that's what I'm having. You may find, Sagittarius, that if you're wanting to express your love, but you're afraid to drop an I love you out of fear, you may just find that you may have to like give some other kind of token of appreciation, or do something to maybe coax the I love you out of your partner, or get some sort of sign from your partner that it is okay to say I love you. Okay, that sort of thing. Strength reverse. But at the same time, for those of you on the plot line on the other side of the coin, maybe we just have to tone it down a notch. Maybe we're fine. We've got all this excitement and victory going on. We're out. We're excited. Like I said off the start of the reading, we just have to play safe. That could be because of our filter in our spoken word. Okay? So that's good. Sagittarius, I'm sorry I got dirty hands as I re-gripping my golf clubs. Look! All 10 of my golf clubs, carrying them on my back, right? That's crazy. We just mentioned that. So 10 of clubs, 10 of wands energy. Well, wands are clubs if you're reading out of a traditional playing deck of cards, right? 10 of wands. So this is the end of a burden. This is a burden that is about to be dropped. And this is up in your spiritual and your pineal gland. So the message I have for this is like, Some students may be like on the verge of graduating, coming up late spring, early summer, and you may be really feeling like you're just ready to sort of lay that course load down and get into some finer ways of thinking where it's like, God, thank God, I'm finally out of the textbooks of like balancing like chemical equations, and now I can really like go play frisbee or do something that brings more enlightenment to spirit. So this is for graduating students in colleges and universities. I feel this is going to be important. Sagittarius, you guys are really studying hard. You're really giving it your all. I know it's stressful and a time of anxiety, but you're about to let it all down. So just power through it, get through it, and you will be victorious in this. So we've got this victory up here. So the moment you set this down, it's like, ta-da! Everybody has an aha moment. You guys are going to have a ta-da moment. So that's really good to see this energy up like in the spiritual. So if you are stressed out about like maybe some of these ways that you are, maybe some of you have lost a few friends and you're starting to question or evaluate, is it me? Is it them? I don't care about other people, or like maybe am I being too selfish? Do I need to be more giving? Only you can answer these questions. Go within to find these things. And if it's not that big of a deal, just drop it. If these sticks come off your back one by one, that's fine. Because if say you've got an issue that arose last Thursday with an argument you had with somebody about this, but it's like you're not going to see that person for another 6 months, don't give it the power. Don't give it the time of day. Drop that stick, all right? And then you've got a situation where the school's calling about maybe your son or your daughter got into trouble, and then you maybe disciplined them in some factor, but it's still weighing heavy on your mind. Well, you know what? Everybody's learned, so let's drop that stick, right? Let's just allow the universe to be without our constant evaluation, control, and wanting to understand it all, okay? That's the feeling I have with that 10 of Wands. Just lay that sticks down, right? Okay. And we got 9 of Swords reversed. So yeah, that's good. Keep doing that. Keep kind of analyzing what's going on in your life and then dismissing thoughts as they arrive. The 9 of Swords reverses to me is like an analytical approach to dismissing thoughts so they do not affect your emotional well-being, right? Sometimes if we think about something too much, then it creeps in, and we start having emotional responses to certain thoughts. But Sagittarius, you guys are like gold medalists. You guys are like leaders in a lot of ways that other people really respect. So when this comes to the things that you're engaged in, you're passionate about, if you got other things that you're having to deal with, go ahead. Don't procrastinate, okay? This 9 of Swords is saying procrastination energy is not good for you at this time. You may need to really, if this stuff at work is coming up, right? If you're back to this plot line about having, relationships, just analyze it, make a decision, create a couple of options in your mind, maybe write them down, and then dismiss that thought. When the 9 of Swords is upright, it's this is anguish. This is really heavy mental, emotional energy that goes on when it's like this. But when it's like this, it's almost like these are kind of phantom fears, things that you may be concerned about or having tension over that really have no place following you home, and you just have to acknowledge them and then dismiss them, and then that will be fine for you, okay? Very happy that card is in the upright. We didn't want to see some Sagittarius go back into a cycle of anguish, where is my lover? I can't get my relationship off the ground, it's good, then it ends, then we get mad at each other, and then I have to find a new partner, things like that, okay? I feel like Sagittarians, some of you have really dug your heels in. Some of you have really done a great job. And just be patient on the rewards. If it doesn't seem like all it's cracked up to be right now, just give it some time. Just this is a really kind of go with the flow type universal energy that's around you guys right now, okay? Strength and Justice reversed in the major arcana. Just kind of, it's almost like you gotta know when to stand by and be ready, right? Kind of what can I say? Like a forest firefighter, right? The forest might not be burning down right now, but the forest firefighter is there, and he is ready just at the drop of a hat in case it does, right? This is kind of that energy. It's be prepared, but at the same time, know that you've got some room to move about and do the things that you want to do, and I really do get a sense that anything that is like tense or like tension or anxiety will soon be being released, okay, for you. And right, excuse me, as I say that, we're going to speak back to the Sagittarians here that we're looking at the I love yous or questioning where we're at in relationships, because you guys have number 45, sad embrace. And here we have like a little moonlit fairy that is just kind of like with his head in his knees and or her knees and just really sad about something, okay? We're going to read the message. It's kind of counterintuitive to the tarot that has come out. Sometimes it flows so well, and other times it's almost like opposing. I'll make no bones about it, no apologies about it. It's just the cards have the messages that they want to get out. I quote, "Loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long-cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let it go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see the beauty that lies ahead." Okay. So I think we're seeing two stages of a journey here, and I feel like Sagittarius, some of you have moved past this already. Some of you are like, you're feeling this victory now, like, I've just done this. I've just come through this. And whenever you're watching this video is probably the right time for you. So on the other side, because like the Sagittarius they're already into like this new Ace of Wands energy, right? And for some Sagittarians, we're really kind of in this solar plexus chakra where it's like, maybe we got involved with somebody at work that we work with, and now we are having to give something up, whether it's the relationship or whether it's the job or whether the foundation was like, maybe we were just around this person 8 hours a day, that there was all this like sexual loving energy that has like come out as a result of it. But then you guys get away from work and you're like, are you really that compatible? Do you really trust each other? Is the sex really that good? Like, what are the faulty foundations we have to ask about this relationship in general, right? And are we willing to jeopardize our career, our future, whatever it might be for it? And do we have the strength to end it or move it to the next level, or whatever that may be? So, sad embrace, if you're mourning a loss of relationship, Sagittarius, I don't feel like you're going to be doing it for long. You're going to be on your feet again quickly. And for those of you that have moved on to this new energy, I would just check to make sure that if you were the one that ended it, Sagittarius, maybe check back. Maybe make sure and say like, hey, are you going to be okay? Do you need my friendship for anything, or is there anything like short of getting back together with you, but that I can do for you if you're in a position to do that, or if you are in the position of strength to say, okay, I want some closure. Maybe some of you are on that avenue as well, or you just might want to say, hey, look, no hard feelings. I just want to double check to make sure that nobody here is like really super bummed out. Okay? Sagittarius, it's good energy around you. If you are feeling that tension and that borderline anguish, anxiety of the end of a relationship, have heart, hold on, know that you will move through this and you will be okay, because there are other Sagittarians that have already done it. They're just like maybe a couple weeks ahead of you or a couple days ahead of you in terms of being able to do that and work with that energy, okay? All right. Sagittarius, know that I love you all. We'll see you next time.